Hello everyone. So in this particular video, we are going to do one end-to-end Azure data engineering project using Microsoft Fabric. We are going to see how to perform a SCD Type 1 operation in a Microsoft Fabric. We are going to build end-to-end data pipeline using a Microsoft Fabric. So this is going to be a very interesting project. In this project, first we will understand what is a SCD Type 1 means, and after that we have given couple of the business requirement. We will try to understand the business requirement. We will think about the solutioning part, and finally we will do a practical end-to-end. So this is the agenda of this video. Let's first understand what is SCD Type 1 means. So SCD Type 1 and SCD Type 2, these are the most widely used in industry. SCD Type 1, SCD Type 2, these are the most widely used data warehousing technique in industry, and most of the time this kind of the operation we perform in a industry also. So let's first understand what is SCD means. So the full form of SCD is slowly changing dimension. It is a data warehousing technique which is used to override the old data in a dimension table with the latest information. Means in SCD Type 1 we only keep the latest information. Let's try to understand this more, because this is the basic. So what generally happens, let me take one example. Suppose I have joined one company. In this company, what actually they are doing, all the employee information they are maintaining one table. So what actually they are keeping, they are keeping a employee ID information, they are keeping the employee name information, and they are keeping the date of joining information, and they are keeping the email address. This kind of the information the company they are maintaining in one table. Now suppose I joined the company, I have assigned one employee ID. Suppose my employee ID is 101. So I have given my name as a Manish. So employee name is Manish. Date of joining is suppose 7th July. This I have mentioned. Now my email ID I have given the abc@gmail.com. So this kind of the information they are maintaining for all the employee IDs. Now later on what happened, I want to change my email ID. Now in this case what will happen, I'll go to the website. One website is there, from there I can change my email ID. So I have changed my email ID from there. So in this case what will happen, in a backend one more event will be triggered, and one more record will be recorded for the employee ID 1 Manish. Date of joining is same, 7th of July, but the email ID is now changed with the def@gmail.com. Now in this case you can see abc@gmail.com. This is the old record. And you can see what is the latest record, def@gmail.com. This is the latest record. Now in the case of the SCD Type 1, what actually we do? In the case of the SCD Type 1, what we do? We only keep the latest information. Means whatever the previous email ID was there, right, that we will not keep. We will only keep the latest information, like 101 Manish 7th of July 7th of July, and the def@gmail.com. This is the latest record only we will keep in the table. We will not maintain any history. What was the previous email ID, what was that kind of things we will not mention. You can take the same example with the salary also. So what happens, the employee salary generally changes, right, every year or every 2 years. The employee salary generally it gets changed. So suppose I am a employee, my salary is 10,000 as of now. Now later what happened, after 1 year my salary got increased with the from 10,000 to the 20,000. Now to what is the latest information here? Latest information is this, right? So in SCD Type 1, when you will do, right, you will only keep this particular information. And whatever the history, right, whatever the previous information for this particular employee, that we will not keep. So that is a SCD Type 1. I hope you got the idea. So let's understand the business requirements. So clients wants to have a dedicated SQL table for the customer. What clients wants, we are working for one of the clients, and what actually clients wants to have one dedicated SQL table for the customer. In this customer table they are maintaining all the customer information. Now what client wants, they only want to have the latest information of that particular customer in this particular table. For example, if any changes done by customer like email, so that only the latest information should reflect in the table. What clients wants? Clients wants to have only the latest information in this particular table. They want to have one table, and in that table only the latest information it should contain for that particular customer. So this is the requirement from a business. This is a requirement from a business. Now if you understand this requirement, like this looks like a, they only want to keep the latest information. If they only want to keep a latest information, means we have to perform a SCD type 1 SCD type 1 operation. Now let's come to the source data information. Now let's understand about the source data information where our data is available. So we have a Azure Data Lake storage account where we are keep on getting the customer data. So we have a one Azure Data Lake storage account in a Azure. In this Azure Data Lake storage account, we have one of the container. In this particular container, we are keep on getting CSV data on a daily basis. We are keep on getting CSV data on a daily basis. What this CSV data contains? It contains all the customer information. For example, on the 7th of July, if the new customer, if the new customers, if they are purchasing anything, if the new customer who are registering on the website, or if they are any purchasing anything, so that information we are getting. As well as if we have a old customer, if they are doing any changes in their email ID, or if we are doing any changes in their address, that kind of the information we are getting in this particular CSV file on a daily basis. So suppose on 8th of July, if the new customers are coming, that information you will have, as well as old customers, if they are doing any update, that information you will have. So we have a Azure Data Lake storage account. In this Azure Data Lake storage account, in the customer container, we are keep on getting the customer information. So this is our source. We need to bring this data into a Fabric data warehouse. So what we have to do, in this Azure Data Lake storage account, you have all the customer information in the multiple files. Now what we had to do, we had to bring this data into a SQL data warehouse in a Fabric. So as we are moving from Azure to the Fabric, right, what actually we want to move this data into a Fabric, and we want to store into the SQL data warehouse in a Fabric. So now if you had to also do a SCD type 1 operation, right, you also had to do a SCD type 1 operation, means you had to keep only the latest information. In this case, what you had to do, you had to copy all the data which is available in Azure Data Lake. You had to copy into the SQL data warehouse. And what you had to do, you had to perform a SCD type 1, means only the latest information you had to bring into this SQL data warehouse. So this is the overall requirement we have. This is a overall complete requirement we have. We have a data that is available in Azure Data Lake storage. All the customer information we are getting on a daily basis. So multiple CSV files are there. What we had to do, we had to copy this data into a SQL data warehouse and make sure you only keep the latest information. So that is our requirement. Now let's understand this more about the SCD type 1, and let's see about our data, what kind of the data we are getting into the Azure Data Lake storage account. Now let's understand what kind of the data we are getting. So you can see on 10th of July, suppose we got one CSV file. That CSV file has this all the information, like what is customer ID, what is customer name, email, and the address, and this is the information we have. Now 11 July, again I will get a customer ID new CSV file. In this CSV file, you can see we have a customer ID, name, email, and the address information. Now you can see this customer ID 2, right? This customer ID 2 on 10th of July also we have received. On the 10th of July also we have received. On the 11th July also we have received. Why we have received this customer ID? Because you can see this customer, right? He has changed his address. He has changed his address from the California to the this one. Now in this case, what you have to do, whatever the target table you are maintaining, right, in this target table you only have to maintain the what is the latest information of that particular customers, means you have to perform a SCD type 1 operation. So how actually you will do, so for first day, so first file is 10th of July. Suppose 10th of July we have run the pipeline. What actually we will do, with the help of the copy data, we will try to copy this data from a ADLS to our SQL data warehouse. And what actually we are doing, we are maintaining one column file date, so that will maintain the file date information, like 10th of July, 10th of July, 10th of July. Now next day we got one more file, that is a 11th July. Now in this file, what actually you have to check, whatever will be the new record. So you can see customer ID 4, whether it is available here or not. It is not available, right? Means this customer ID 4 is the new record. So what I will do, I'll just insert it. I'll just insert the new record as it is, and I will mention the date 11th July. I will mention the date 11th July. Now you can see this record, this highlighted one, right? This ID2, whether it is present into my target table or not. You can see it is already present. Now what I will check, whether their name is same or not. Name is same, whether their email ID is same or not. Email ID is also same, whether address is same or not. You can say address is not same. So what I will do, this whatever the new address is there, right, that I have to replace here, that I have to replace here. And whatever the file date, right, whatever the file date, that also I will update. Now you can see I am only maintaining the latest information of the customer. Now suppose in next day, suppose one more file we have received. Suppose in the next day one more file we have received. This is the file we have. This we received on the 12th of July. Now in this case what I will do, first I will check whether the customer ID 1 is present into this table or not. You can see this is already present, customer ID is present. Then what I will do, I'll check whether their name is same or not, whether their email is same or not, whether their address is same or not. So suppose if any one of this is not same, suppose name is not same, right? So what I will do, this record I will perform a update. This record I will perform a update, and also this file date also I will update. Now next record I will check whether ID 5 is present into my target table or not. It is not present, so what I will do, if it is not present, then I will perform a insert. If it is present, then I will perform a update. So that is the thing we are going to do. That is the solutioning part we are going to perform in the case of the SCD type 1. Now let's see from a data pipeline perspective what is the approach we are going to follow. Now from a data pipeline perspective, what I will do, first from a ADLS account we have a file, right? From a ADLS we have a multiple files. We have a multiple files available in a ADLS. So what actually I will do, but here we have a multiple files, right? And one by one files we have to copy into the table. So what I will do, first I will use a get metadata activity. With the help of the get metadata activity, I will check what are the files which is present into the ADLS. First I will use a get metadata. I will check what are the files which is available. So you will get to know this is the file available, this is the file available, this is the file name available. You will get to know all the file name. Now you have a multiple files, right? So what I will do, these files I will pass into the for loop. Because multiple files are there, what I will do, I will pass into the for loop, and one by one I will pass this into a copy data. One by one I will pass this data into a copy data. First this file will be copied, then this file will be copied, this file will be copied. Where I will copy, my target will be, I will maintain one staging table. And whatever the information we have in the all the files, right, I will read that and I will dump as it is into this staging table. Why I am maintaining this staging table? Because I have to read all the files, right? All the files. So suppose first files contains the ID1 information. Now second file contains also the ID1 information. The third file also contains the ID1 information. Means I had to, in this case what we will do, I will read first all the files, and whatever the data we have for all the files, right, I will as it is load into this staging table. Now once we have load the data into the staging, right, what I will do, I'll compare if the file is the new file or whether it is a existing record. If it is a existing record, then we have to perform update, right? If it is a new record, then we have to perform an insert. So that kind of the logic I will write here with the help of the store procedure. I'll write one store procedure. I'll write this logic to do a update and the insert, and finally I will load into the my target table. I'll load into the target table, that is a SQL data warehouse. This is the operation I am going to do. What I will do, from ADLS, whatever the files, multiple files are there, I will read with the help of the get metadata activity. Once I will get all the files details, what I will do, with the help of the for loop and the copy data, I will try to read and I will try to copy into the staging table. Now once we have data into the staging table, right, I'll compare the staging table with the target table. If it is a new record, then I will perform my insert. If it is an existing record, then I will perform an update. So for that I will use a store procedure logic. So this is the pipeline activity we are going to do. Now let's see with practically how actually we can do this. Now let's see how actually we can do the project setup. So what we will do in Azure, what we will do, we'll create a ADLS account. In Azure, we will create a ADLS account. In Azure Data Lake Storage account, we will upload a file. We will upload a file. So this is the first setup we will do. And after that, second, for the target table, right? That is a SQL data warehouse. This we will create in a Fabric. In a Fabric, we will create a warehouse. In a warehouse, we will create a one staging table, and we will create one target table. Target table. So this is the setup we had to do. Now let's do one by one. So let's create a ADLS account. So I have opened a portal.azure.com. What actually I will do, I will search for the storage. So in the search bar you write a storage, click on this, you will see storage accounts will come. Click on the storage account. Now once you will click on the storage account, right, here we are going to create a storage, one ADLS account. So first you have to select the subscription, then you have to select the resource group. If you haven't created resource group, click on the create new, give the resource group name and click on the OK. Resource group will be created. So this is the resource group I am using. After that, give the ADLS account name. So I will give the ADLS account name as a storage POC new. This is the name I am giving. Make sure this should be unique. If it is not unique, it will throw error. So I will give this some unique name. This is the name I am giving. After that, you have to select the region. After that, we will select the, go with the LRS, go to the next. After that, we will select the enable hierarchical namespace. This one you have to select, then only the ADLS will be created, otherwise the blob storage will be created. So make sure you select this. After that, click on the next, and after that review and the create, and click on the create. After that, click on the create. You can see the deployment is initialized. So let's wait it to complete. So you can see deployment is complete. Click on the go to resource. What we will do, we'll go to the data storage, click on the container. Here we are going to create one container. The container name we will give the customer, and this is the container where all our customer data will come on a daily basis. So if any new customer is coming on the daily basis, in this particular customer all the data is coming. So as of now we are doing a practical, right? So what I will do, I will upload a manually one file. I'll upload a manually one file. I will try to test it and then I will upload another file. So what I will do, I will upload the first file. You can see this one. So our file is coming like this. So if it is a 10th of July file, right? So customer underscore 10th of July dot csv, like this is coming. If it is a 11 July, the customer underscore and the 11th date dot csv, that this file will come. So like this on a daily basis we are getting the file here. So this is our ADLS setup in Azure. Now what we'll do, we'll go to the Fabric. Now our ADLS has set up. What actually we'll do, we'll go to the Fabric. In the Fabric, what actually I'll do, I'll create one workspace. As we are working on the projects, right? So I will create one workspace, name as project. This is the workspace I am creating. Click on the apply. Now under this workspace, what I will do, I'll create one warehouse. Click on the new item, search for the warehouse. This is a warehouse and you can give the any warehouse name. I will give the name as a customer warehouse. Click on the create. It's creating one customer warehouse. In this warehouse, what actually we'll do, we'll try to create our target table. So we will create two tables. One is a staging table and one is a target table. So I have already a script for that. I'll show you. So you can see this is the two table I am creating. One is the customer dim customer table. This is our final table, and one is the staging customer table. What I will do, I'll copy this to script. Warehouse has been created. I'll click on the new SQL query and here I will paste. So I'm creating one dim customer. This will be our final table. We have a customer ID, name, email address and the update date. Similarly, I have a staging table, customer ID, name, email address, file date. So this is the two table I am creating. Let me select, let me execute. Now two table is created now. Why I am creating a two table? Because what actually I want, whatever the data we will read from a ADLS, right? Suppose we have a one file, two file, three file, all the files data I will read and I will load into the staging table first, and after that I will compare with the target table whether the data is already available in the target or not. If the data is already available, then I will perform update operation. If the data is not already available there, then I'll perform a insert. So that's why I'm creating a two table so that we can write our latest information logic. We had to perform SCD type 1, right? So for that, to get the latest information logic, I am keeping one staging table, and after that we will try to compare these two table, and based on that only latest information we will load into the final table. So this is the two table we have created. After this, what we will do, we will try to create a pipeline and we will start our copy data activity. Go to the workspace, go to the project. We are going to create a pipeline now. Click on the new item, search for the pipeline, click on the data pipeline, give the name as a SCD type 1, click on the create. Now what actually I will do, first I will try to read what are the files which is available in a storage account. So I'll go to the SCD type 1, first activity which I will use, go to the activity tab, that is a get metadata. With the help of the get metadata, we'll try to read what are the files which is available in a blob storage. So this is a get metadata. Go to the setting, select the connection. So we will establish the connection also. So click on the more. Our file is available in a ADLS, Azure Data Lake Storage, right? So if you have to connect with that, right? So first you have to establish a connection. You have to pass the URL. So this is the storage. First go to your storage account. In bottom you will see one setting option. This setting you have to click. Go click on the endpoint. After clicking on the endpoint, you can see data lake storage. So the second URL you can copy and you can paste into the URL option. After that in a connection we will create a new connection name. So I will give the connection name as a SCD type 1. This is the project we are doing, right? So I'm just writing SCD type 1. This is the connection. Authentication, because we have to establish a authentication, so click on the account key. Now account key also we have to pass, that we will get it from the security and the networking. So this is the storage account, right? In the access key, click on the access key, click on the show this access key, copy and you paste into the account key. Now after that click on the connect. Now we will be able to establish a connection from the ADLS account. Now ADLS account we have connected. Now if you search for the file path, right, I should be able to see the container, all the container. You can see customer container, I am able to read that. So in this customer container, what are the files available? I want to read all. Click on the OK. I will not select any specific file name. File format, I will select the delimited text, that is CSV. Field list, we will select the child item. Now what I will do, I will try to run this. Go to the home, click on the run, click on the save and run, and let's see what are the files which is available in storage we are able to read or not. You can see it is succeed now. If I will show you the output, you can see I am able to read the file name. This is the only one file which is available. If multiple files will be there into the storage account, right, I will be able to read all the file. As of now, here if you see, we only have a one file. So suppose here we have a 5 to 10 file, all the output you will get into the child items. So we are able to read what are the files which is available from the get metadata. Now because here we can have a multiple files, right, and all the files we have to copy into the target. So what I will use, I will use a for each activity. One by one, with the help of the for each, I will try to loop and I will try to load the data. Click on the for each and try to connect both. After that click on the for each activity, click on the setting, sequentially select the item, add dynamic content, and this child item we have selected, right? This particular output we want to pass. So from this get metadata, whatever the output we are getting, right, that actually we are passing into the for each activity, and one by one file name we will pass, and we will try to perform a copy. Click on the activity, click on the copy data, click on the copy data. Now we want to perform a copy data. Click on the source. Here you have to select the connection. So what is our source is a ADLS, right? We already established a connection. Click on the SCD type 1. Now here you have to browse customer. Click on the OK. And here file name, which particular file name, that actually we will pass from the for each activity. Click on the item dot name. This item dot name is nothing but this will be a file. So suppose in the here you will have a multiple files, right? Suppose here you have a multiple files. So all the files we are reading from this get metadata, and from for each, right, we are passing one by one. So if I write item dot name, right, that will represent the file name, that will represent the file name. So here I am passing the file name. So one by one from get metadata we will pass into this copy data or file name. So that is the file name we are passing. Now after that you have to write the delimited text, that is a CSV file. What actually we are doing, get metadata, all the files we are reading from for each activity, we are looping that, and we are passing one by one all the file name here into the copy data. So that will be our source. Coming to the destination where you want to load the data. So click on the use dynamic content, or click on the more. We want to establish a connection, right? So our destination is available in a warehouse. So click on the one lake catalog in the left side. You can see this is the customer one, right? This one is our warehouse. So I'll select that. This is the particular connection we have established. Customer warehouse we have selected. Now table, where you want to load. I want to load the data into a customer. Staging customer only I want to load the data. So I have selected that. Now after that, what we will do, we'll try to run the pipeline. Go to the home tab, click on the run, save and run, and let's see whether we are able to read the data from the ADLS and we are able to load the data into a staging or not. So we are loading the data into a staging table as of now. So let's see whether it's working or not. You can see it is succeed now. What I will do, I'll go to the warehouse. So this is the customer warehouse. Click here. Now what I will do, we have loaded the data in a staging, right? So let's see whether the data is loaded or not. So I will write a select star from staging customer. Let me run this. You can see we have loaded the data, but you can see file date is coming null. But what actually I want in this file date, whatever the file name is there, right, this particular date I want to store there. So how actually we can do that? So I will go to the pipeline again, SCD type 1. Fine. Now one more thing I want to do in the copy data. Click here, click on the copy data in the destination, right? What actually I want in a pre-copy script, I want to write one truncate command, truncate table dbo dot staging customer. Why I am writing truncate table? Because what actually I want, whenever I will run the pipeline, first it will clean the data which is available in a staging table, and then it will load the data into a staging customer. So it will read all the files data from here, and it will load the data into a staging customer. Before to that, first I want to do a truncate of this particular table. So that's why I have written a truncate table command. Now our main problem, if you'll see right in the customer, this file date is not coming. This file date we want to store. So how actually we can do that? So I'll go to the SCD type 1. We will create one variable. So click on the set variable. We are going to create one variable, set variable. Click on the set variable. Go to the setting, create a new set variable. Name we will give as a file date string. Click on the confirm, and the value from the file we want to extract. So what I will write, so like this actually we can extract that. So what I will write from here, so what I am writing, this is the condition I am writing. Item dot name is the file name. So from file name actually I am extracting the date. So in the ninth position this date is coming, so that's why I have written 9 and the 10. So from there actually I am extracting the date. Click on the OK. Now this set variable, this file date should have a file date value. Now let's see whether this contains the file date or not. So let's first try to run this. Click on the run, click on the save and run. Now let's see in the set variable whether we are able to extract the date or not. You can see we are able to extract the date value from here. Now what I will do, after that I will write one script activity. Click on the add activity. We are going to write one script activity here. Click on the script. Click on the script. Double click on the script. Go to the setting. Click on the connection, that is a customer connection. And after that we will write one script. What I will do, I will write one update command. So this is the update command I will write. Update table. So what actually we are doing, we have a staging customer table, right? That table we want to update file date column. We want to update with the this variable, right? This variable we have created variable file date, with this value we want to update. So this actually I want to do where file date is null. So what actually I want to do, I am writing one script update table and the file date actually I am updating with the inside variable we have created a variable, right? With that particular value I want to update where file date is null into this particular table. Now let's see after this it's working or not. Click on the run, click on the save and run. So whatever the null value was there, right, in a copy data, that should get updated with the file date. Let's see whether it's working or not. You can see it is succeed. Now let's go to the our warehouse. This is the customer warehouse. Now let me execute the staging table again. Let me see. Now you can see file date is updated with the particular date. Now it's working fine, right? Means what actually we had done, we are reading the data from a ADLS, we are performing a copy data, we are loading the data into the staging customer, and with the all the file date information also. So till now what are the things we have done, let's try to understand so that you will get a better idea. So till now what we have done, in a ADLS we have a multiple files. We have a file 1, file 2, file 3, like that the multiple files can be there. So from there we are reading the data, and with the help of the for each, one by one we are reading the file. One by one we are reading the file with the help of the for each, and we are passing into the copy data. And what this copy data is doing, it is loading the data into a staging table. Now second file it will read, it will again load the data into a staging. Third file it will read, it will again load the data into a staging table. Now suppose next time when you are running the pipeline again, whenever you will run the pipeline, right, what will happen? First it will truncate the staging table, then only it will read all the files and it will load the data into a staging table. So this is what actually happening as of now. Now after this main important thing, we had to do a SCD type 1. In a SCD type 1, what we had to do, we only had to store the latest information. We only had to keep the latest information. That is our main thing. Means what actually we'll do, in the target table, right, in a target table and the staging table, these two table actually we will compare. Let's take an example. So suppose first time we received one file, only one file come. In this file what are the information is available? In this file we have ID, name, suppose this all the information, and email, this information is available. What actually we are doing, ID1, name Manish, and the email abc@ is available. So what actually we will do, this is our target table, right? This is our target. Whatever the data is there we have loaded into the staging. Now what we will do, we will load as it is into the target also, because first time we don't have any record, right? So we will load whatever the file is available as it is, we will load that. Now next time we got a two record. One we got a for ID 2 Neha, and the email is suppose DEF. This is the one record we got, and the second record we got for the Manish, and he has done the his email got changed like DEF. Now in this case you can see this 2 is the new record, right? So 2 is a new record. We will load the data here into the final table as it is DEF. But you can see now ID 1 also is there. Now I will compare whether ID 1 is already present into the target table or not. So you can see ID 1 is already present. Now I will compare whether name is same or not. Name is same. Whether email is same or not. You can see email is not same. You can see DEF is the new email, right? So what I will do, this one I will perform a update. This one I will update with the DEF. So if the record already present, already there in the target, then we will perform a update. If it is a new record and that record is not present in the target, then we'll perform a insert. This is the operation we have to perform. Now how we will perform? What I will use? I will use a store procedure. I will use a store procedure. With the help of this, we will try to perform this. So let's try to understand the store procedure SQL query. So let's try to understand the query. In this query is very simple. What actually we are doing, we are performing a two operation. One is the update and one is the insert. Now you have to remember we have a two table. One is the target table and one is the staging table. Now if I'll perform an inner join, in this case what will happen? I will get only those record which is present in the both the record. Suppose ID1 is present in the target also and ID1 is present in the staging. Means I got this particular record which is present into both the table. So what actually I am doing? Based on their customer ID, I am performing an inner join, and whatever the records I will get, means this record is present in the both the table. In this case what will happen? Some update has happened. Now what I will check? I'll check whether their target name is equal to the source name or not, if the email is changed or whether their address is changed or not. Means I will try to check what are the things which has been changed. If their name has changed or the email has changed or the address has changed, if any of these things has changed, right, then what I will do, I'll just perform a update operation. Whatever the name, email, address, right, I will update with the source name, source email and the source address. I'll compare the two table. I am performing an inner join. If I'll get any those record, and if there any target name and the source name and target name and email, any column is not same, then what actually I'm doing, I'm just updating the record with the latest record. That is the first operation I'm doing. Now in the case of the insert, what actually I'm doing, I'm just checking we have a staging table and also I have a target table. In a staging, whatever the records we have, I am checking whether this record is already present in the target or not. If it is not present in the target, then what actually I am doing, I am just simply inserting the value. If the whatever the record we have in staging, if it is not present in the target, then what I will do, I'll just simply insert the value. So these are the operation actually I am doing. So let's see how actually we can do that. Now after this, what I will do, I will use one store procedure activity. Click on the store procedure. This is the store procedure activity. This I will use. Before to that, first we have to create a store procedure in a warehouse. Go to the warehouse. This is the warehouse. Here we will create our store procedure. The update and insert one, right? Click here. Select this. Paste here. This is the same query which I have explained you. We will try to execute this. Click on the run. It executed, and this is our SP absurd dim customer. This is the. Now what I will do, I will go to the SCD type 1 in a store procedure, right? These two I will connect. In a store procedure, go to the setting. Connection is the same warehouse. Store procedure we will select. So we have created a new store procedure, right? Click on the refresh. This is the one we have created, right? This will compare and this will load only the latest data there. Now our pipeline is ready. This will load the data into our final table also. Now let me execute this. First go to the home, click on the validate, all good, close, click on the run, save and run. You can see it is succeed now. What I will do, I'll go to the warehouse, customer warehouse. Now let's see our data got loaded into our final table or not. So what is our final table name? This is our staging table and our final table name is dim customer. Let me execute this. Let me run this. You can see we have a data. So as of now, whatever the data is available here, right, we have loaded as it is into the final table. Now what I will do, we will try to upload few more file. So I'll upload a, suppose in next day we got another file. So I will upload a new file. This is the 11th day file. Click on the open. Click on the upload. Now we have uploaded a new file. So in this file, if you can see, right, this we got a new file. Let's see what are the records we have here. Click on the preview. So you can see we got a two records. One is ID2. So let's see whether it is already available in a final table. This is our final table, right? Whether ID2 is already available or not. So you can see ID2 is already available in a final table. Means some update is there. So what is the new record? New record is a address. I think address has changed. So if we let's see in our target table for ID2 address is a California, but the new update, you can see new update we are getting it updated with the Los Angeles. In this case what it should happen, in our final table this California, right, this should be updated with the new record, this one. That is the first operation it should do. And the second ID is customer ID is 4. Customer ID 4 is present or not? Customer ID is not present into our final table. It means it should insert the customer ID 4 information here. So let's try to run the pipeline and let's see whether it's working or not. Click on the SCD type 1. As of now we have a two files, right? We have a two files, so both the files it should read and it should load the data. Click on the run. We are running again. Now you can see it is succeed now. I will show you the warehouse. I'll go to the customer warehouse. Now you can see here whatever the ID, right? Whatever the ID 4, right? This is a new record. This got inserted. And whatever the ID 2, right? Previously it was California. It got updated with the new record. Means our pipeline is working fine. Now let's test one more time. What I will do, I will upload one more file. This is the 12th CSV file. Click on the open. Click on the upload. Now we have uploaded another file. Now let's see what is the new record and is coming. Go to the edit. So as of now you can see we are getting a two records. So as of now we have this all the records already in a target table. Let's see whether ID 5 is present or not. ID 5 is not present means we will insert as it is. ID 1 is present or not. ID 1 is present, so we have to check what is the update. So ID 1 is present means we will update with this particular record. You can see name is changed, right? John D. Previously it was John Doe is there. It is changed with the John D. So we will update with this record. Now let's try to run the pipeline. Let's see whether it's working or not. Click on the run. Click on the save and run. Now you can see it is succeed now. What we will do, you can see the 5, this 5 should be inserted and the 1 should be updated. So I'll go here. I'll check the warehouse. I'll check the dimension customer whether 5 is inserted or not. You can see 5 is inserted and 1 got updated. 1 got updated with the John D because that is a new record. Now we are only storing the latest information. We are not storing the historical information. So this is a SCD type 1. Now only one issue in this particular pipeline, if you'll see, right, the staging customer, this data should have all the data, but what is happening as of now, because we are doing a truncate, right, in the copy data, we have written this, right, truncate. Instead of writing this here, what actually we can do, we can add one script activity. We will add one script activity on the starting only. I write a script activity. This is a script activity, and click on the script activity, go to the setting, select the customer, write your query. Here I will write the truncate table command. Now what actually I want, whenever we will run the pipeline, right, first it should truncate the data which is already available in the staging table. So that actually I want. So I will start with this. Now let's try to run again. Click on the run, save and run. What actually I want, we have a two table, right? One is a staging and one is a dim. So in a staging, it should contain all the data from here, from ADLS. And in the dim, whatever the latest information, right, that only it should have. So that only I want. Now it is succeed. What I will do, I'll go to the warehouse. I'll first check in our final table what are the files available. It should have only the latest data. You can see all the latest data. But if I show you the staging, right, it should contain all the data from all the files. You can see it contain all the data from all the files. So you can see for customer ID 1 we have a two record, John D and the John Doe. But what is the latest information John D, that is available in our customer table. So like that actually we can do a debug. Now it's completed. So we have a two table. Dim customer contains the latest information, staging contains all the data. I hope you got it. Please try to do a practice. This is a very important project. Please do a practice.